Imagine a land of endless open plains, horses racing through the winds of the Pei, and a nomadic culture that has endured for thousands of years. Welcome to Mongolia. This remarkable country blends ancient history with modern life. On one side, you'll find a vibrant capital city glowing at night. On the other, vast grasslands where families still live in traditional tents, just as their ancestors did. But here's the question. As the cities continue to grow, can the nomadic way of life survive? Today, we journey into Mongolia, the land of horses, legends, and unforgettable hospitality far from the noise of great cities. There is a land where the wind moves freely across endless plains. This is Mongolia, a place where horses are still part of everyday life, and nomadic families continue to live as their ancestors did 1,000 years ago. To the west rise the towering Altai Mountains. To the south stretches the harsh Gobi Desert. But the heart of the nation beats in its capital, Ulaanbaatar, a rapidly growing city where ancient traditions and modern life exist side by side. Mongolia is a country facing an important question. How can it preserve its ancient roots while stepping into a new future? On this journey, we will explore this land rich in history, its warm and welcoming people, and the story unfolding between tradition and change. Mongolia is a remarkable country with a rich history, said Rainier. There are ancient burial sites scattered across northern Mongolia. You'll be driving across the savanna and see a huge pile of rocks or boulders. Inside them would be the burial site of a highly respected warrior. Buried in the boulders are artifacts such as swords, jewel boxes, and the various possessions a warrior would have gathered over a lifetime. Ancient megaliths known as deer stones and usually made from granite are often seen nearby. Positioned around the burial sites are large, monolithic stones etched with mythological deer, ascending with the warrior's spears and arrows. As the warrior ascends to some sort of spiritual heaven, his weapons are coming with him, carried by the deer. There are deer stones from the Bronze Age at the Ushigin Uvir site near Moron in northern Mongolia, which is where this image was taken. The stones date from between the 13th and the 9th century BCE. Ushigin Uvir has around 30 deer stones, as well as petroglyphs, stone sculptures, and rock burial sites. There's another Bronze Age site, with 100 deer stones in the Koid-Tamir Valley, while an area of Arkhangai province, called Jargalintanayam, is known as the Valley of the Deer Stones, as there are so many clustered closely together. The capital city of Ulaanbaatar holds a fascinating blend of modern and traditional Mongolian culture. It's home to vast, open steppes and an ancient nomadic culture. But as the nation rapidly urbanizes, can the landlocked nation hold on to its roots, with its thrilling horse races, ancient nomadic culture, and a pulsating modern capital? Mongolia is increasingly luring adventurous travelers, eager to experience its famed hospitality and vast, sweeping grasslands. In a recent episode of BBC's The Travel Show, host Lucy Hedges visited the country and got a taste of both the vibrant city life of Ulaanbaatar and the more traditional rhythms of the steppe, dominated by the soaring Altai Mountains to the west and the harsh Gobi Desert to the south. The world's second largest landlocked nation is home to a varied tapestry of traditions shaped by its tangled history. After Russian forces helped Mongolian revolutionaries drive out the occupying Chinese, the Mongolia declared its independence in 1924 and chose Ulaanbaatar, whose name means Red Hero, as the capital of the newly formed communist nation. In the 1990s, Mongolia transitioned to a democracy, and in the past 24 years, Ulaanbaatar's population has tripled to 1.7 million people. However, despite this rapid urbanization and growth, the country is still best known for the nomadic lifestyles of the indigenous communities who have called the area home for millennia. Ulaanbaatar is the capital and the heart of Mongolia's economy, politics, and culture. Located in the north-central part of the country, the city sits in the valley of the Tuul River, surrounded by tall mountains that make the winters even harsher. Its name means Red Hero, a title given when Mongolia became a communist state in 1924. Originally, Ulaanbaatar was not a permanent city. In the 17th century, it served as a mobile religious center that followed Buddhist leaders. Later, it settled in a permanent location and became the hub of administration and trade. During the 20th century, especially under the communist regime, the city grew rapidly with the construction of factories, schools, and government buildings. After the collapse of the Soviet Union in the 1990s, Mongolia transitioned to a democracy, and Ulaanbaatar entered a new phase of rapid growth. Today, Ulaanbaatar is a fast-expanding city. Skyscrapers, large markets, and modern restaurants stand alongside ancient monasteries and traditional Garyard homes. In the city center lies Sukbatar Square, where national events and large gatherings are held. Ganden Monastery, one of the country's most important Buddhist centers, symbolizes the revival of religion after the communist era. Ulaanbaatar is home to over 1.7 million people, nearly half of Mongolia's population. The city's rapid growth has been driven by nomadic families moving from rural areas in search of education, jobs, and health care. This has created sprawling Gare districts around the city, where many families live a life that blends traditional nomadic culture with urban modernity. Ulaanbaatar is considered one of the coldest capitals in the world. Winter temperatures can drop as low as -30 degrees Celsius, while summers are short and mild. The extreme cold and widespread use of coal sometimes lead to air pollution, posing challenges to public health. The city is the center of commerce, banking, universities, and industry. Mining, especially copper and coal, forms the backbone of the national economy, and Ulaanbaatar is where deals and investments begin. However, a key question remains. How can the city preserve its rich cultural heritage while keeping pace with rapid modernization? Ulaanbaatar is where two worlds meet, one ancient, rooted in nomadic history, and one modern, moving at the speed of development. It is a city that reflects Mongolia's ongoing transformation, a nation striving to protect its roots while stepping toward a new future. Today, Mongolia is a country that blends traditional heritage with modern development. Although it is still renowned for its nomadic lifestyle and vast grassland steppes, the country is rapidly urbanizing, with its capital, Ulaanbaatar, emerging as the center of the nation's economy, politics, education, and technology. Ulaanbaatar is a city where modern life meets ancient culture. Tall buildings, large markets, modern universities, and international restaurants dominate the city center, while traditional Garyard neighborhoods spread across the outskirts. The city has become a hub of cultural exchange, attracting people from rural areas seeking work, education, and health care. The modern Mongolian economy is driven primarily by mining, especially copper, coal, and other metals. Industries, banks, and technology companies are also expanding, contributing to the growth of major cities. International investment in Mongolia is significant, with commercial and development projects underway in urban areas. Mongolia has placed a strong emphasis on education and technology. Modern universities and research centers are developing the skills of young people, while the internet and communications services strengthen both domestic and international connections. Emerging technologies such as digital payments, online commerce, and smart city services are gradually transforming urban life. Despite rapid modernization, Mongolia continues to preserve its traditional culture and heritage. Cultural festivals, horse racing, and nomadic lifestyles remain central to society. International tourists visit to experience the Gare dwellings, horse competitions, and the hospitality that has endured for centuries. While Ulaanbaatar has become a modern city, extreme winter cold and air pollution remain public health challenges. The government and civil organizations are working to address these issues through improved healthcare services and environmental awareness. Modern Mongolia is a living example of the fusion of tradition and progress. The country strives to preserve its nomadic roots, cultural practices, an ancient heritage while moving toward a modern future with developed cities, expanded commerce, and new technologies. Ultimately, today's Mongolia is a country where two worlds meet, one ancient and traditional, the other modern and advancing. This unique combination makes it an attractive destination for tourists, entrepreneurs, and anyone interested in culture and development around the world. Mongolia is famous for its traditional cuisine, which is heavily based on livestock, reflecting the country's nomadic lifestyle and cold climate. Due to vast open lands and harsh winters, farmers and nomads primarily rely on meat, dairy, and other animals such as camels, sheep, cattle, and reindeer. Meat is a central part of Mongolian food and is consumed in many forms. Mutton. Sheep meat is traditional and widely used, from roasted dishes to preserved meats. Cattle and camel meat. Their meat is used in soups, baked dishes, and dried preserved forms. Reindeer. Especially among the Tsaatan people in the north, reindeer provide meat, milk, and cheese. Although meat and dairy are the main sources of nutrition, pine nuts are important for northern communities, particularly the Tsaatan. They eat pine nuts directly or add them to other dishes. Pine nuts are rich in vitamin A, iron, potassium, and zinc. Mongolian dishes are usually boiled, roasted, or fried. Nomadic families cook over open fires in their ger tents, while in larger cities, modern kitchens are used. Meat-based soups are especially important during winter, providing warmth and nutrition. Mongolian food is rich in protein, fat, and calories, which are essential for surviving the country's cold climate. However, these diets often lack vitamins and minerals found in fresh fruits and vegetables. So pine nuts and preserved produce are sometimes used to fill these nutritional gaps. That is the history of Mongolia, a land of courage, rich culture, and a bright future. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and support the History of Countries channel, so you can follow more fascinating videos about countries and their histories. Also, leave a comment below and share your thoughts. Which country would you like us to explore next? Join us on this journey through the history of the world.